Hello. I'm sorry that I look like trash right now. It's been a long week. I haven't posted in a couple of days just because I've been collecting enough information to do a sizable update. Were I to update daily, it would just be kind of a shallow video, and I've just been waiting to get enough information to pack into one video to give you guys the rundown. And a lot has happened. So, the first thing is that the bank finally opened up a fraud case on Thursday. Why they did this 3 days after the day I reported it, I don't know. But it's finally open and an investigation is finally happening, I guess. So I guess my 10 days to find out what happened with my money and if I get it back starts as of Thursday, not as of day zero of reporting it. It is what it is, as it's my understanding that the fraud team works 24 hours a day. I'm not here to tell them how to do their job, but I will say I'm a little disappointed that it took 3 days for an official investigation to be even opened, or at least for me to be told, if that makes sense. But the bulk of my updates actually comes from a phone call. And this is from a member of Spark, which is again the parent company of Skinny, where my original mobile number that got stolen is from. And I'm gonna call this caller FZ, just for privacy reasons. He called me on Friday, and he basically told me first of all that they are looking into this, that they've completed an investigation, that they're sending that investigation to the police, and that they're going to send it to me as well, as kind of a timeline of events, he said. And he assured me that I'm a priority, that their team is looking into this, and that their team is looking to reach a resolution. Yeah. So we talked some more about some other things, and I'll get to that in a bit. But I would just like to first talk about the main thing in the timeline of events. That is kind of a key piece in this puzzle, and I thoroughly disagree with. So, they allege in this document, which I'm not going to share because of confidentiality purposes, but I'm going to talk about the information within to an extent, that I gave the fraudster who called me prior to all this happening on Monday my phone number, make, and model, and that this enabled the fraudster to have the final piece of the puzzle to then impersonate myself. And this is alleged by Spark in the document that they sent me. And there are a number of issues with this. Number one, I don't recall anything of the sort. I don't recall giving the fraudster my phone make and model at all. It is true that the fraudster did call me. At the time, I didn't know it was the fraudster. They called me at 11:30 a.m. on Monday, and they asked if I was having issues with my phone. And I said no, and then some other chats happened. So that's the first thing. And I believe I talked about this in my first video, that I believed that this person was the fraudster, and it's apparently proven that they are. But I don't remember giving them any sort of information like that. Now, FC, on our phone conversation, he did ask me what my phone make and model is. And I told him. And it is my belief, because FC is a very smart man. He's very good at what he does. It's my belief that this was a demonstration by FC to show that I am willing to give out my phone make and model easily, and it's easily extractable from me. However, this doesn't prove that I gave my my phone make and model to the hacker. It doesn't prove anything of the sort, and it can't be proven unless there was an illegal tapping of my conversation with the fraudster, and I did in fact admit it there, which I don't remember, but if there is a recording, that would be illegal. So yes. The second thing, the second issue, is that one's phone make and model isn't exactly private information. Anyone can, if well trained enough, can look at someone's phone and know what phone make and model it is. Just as someone can look at someone's shoes and know the name of the shoes if they have a name in the brand. And things like this, items of clothing, glasses, brands, etc., like that, etc. Bags. It's not exactly private information. This is discussed in everyday conversation and should not be used as a basis of identity verification, in my opinion. The document alleges that the hacker used this phone make and model that they allegedly got from me in combination with my dashboard information on the Skinny website that they broke into, with my email and password that was out there on the internet somewhere, to then impersonate me. And the phone make and model was how they were able to do that. It was the final piece of information that they needed. They had called twice, failed to pass the verification because of my not knowing my phone make and model. So allegedly they called me and then they asked me and I told them. While I remember they called me, I don't remember telling them this information. But like I said, it's not a valid piece of verification, in my opinion. And then coupled with this dashboard information, it's a completely irrelevant fact. I'm going to show you guys something on screen now, hence the difference in setup. That's why I'm here, is to show you the screen stuff. Cool. Okay. So this is 1NZ's SIM swap page. And if we scroll down here, if you're switching your mobile number to 1NZ from another, you need a new 1NZ SIM card. You need a new SIM card, swap your current 1NZ SIM card to upgrade your plan, it's a different size SIM card, blah, 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 blah. Digital channels or website help, back up your phone stuff, swap. Due to a recent spate of SIM swap fraud occurring globally, we have discontinued the ability to complete a SIM swap online or through our contact centers. You will now need to request a SIM swap through our nearest 1NZ retail store. Please ensure you bring a valid New Zealand driver's license or passport. Okay. 2 degrees. Replacement SIM guide. Lose your SIM, very distressing. This guide will walk you through the steps needed to perform a SIM swap, which is what happened to me, by the way. Grab a valid photo ID, first thing. Second thing, visit any 2 degrees store. Okay. Spark, the parent company of my mobile provider. If you had a replacement SIM card delivered to you from our contact center or through the online store, please call blah 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 to activate it. This already seems fishy. I don't know how easy this would be. This already seems sus. However, if we look at this line, if you bought a replacement SIM through a supermarket or other convenience store and you'd like to swap your number onto the SIM, you must visit one of our Spark stores. Please bring an ID such as a driver's license, passport, or 18+ card. Skinny does not require somebody to go into a physical store. The excuse that they have no physical stores is not a good one. Spark is the parent company. In my eyes, that there is no reason why someone can't go into a Spark store to have a Skinny SIM transfer to facilitate that. Second, Skinny does not require a passport, driver's license, or 18+ card to transfer a SIM. 2 things right there. that Skinny does not need. And then the third thing is that all this could have been prevented had Skinny called the number being transferred before it was transferred. If they had called my number before it was transferred to another SIM, it all would have been solved. It all would have been obvious what was happening, and none of this would have happened. But they didn't. So not only are Skinny not adhering to modern day standards of every other phone provider in New Zealand, at least the big ones, but no preventative measures are in place from my eyes. Now, FZ asked me what I want. He asked me that question on the call that I had with him. And I told him that, first of all, I would like the whole $9,000 that has been stolen from me to be returned. And he said to me, well, what if your bank returns the money? Then you're double dipping. His words, not mine. And at the time I said, you're right, actually. I would be double dipping, and I don't want to do that. I've changed my tune a little bit since then. What difference does it actually make? And why is it so bothersome that a company that earned $4.5 billion in revenue last year can't replace my stolen money? That's their fault. I don't quite understand. Double dipping aside, what does it matter? I also mentioned that I want compensation, to which FC replied, oh, well, we can't be using words like compensation. We have to be using words like goodwill, because if we start using compensation, it looks quite bad with the team. Respectfully, I don't care what your team thinks about my terminology. Like I said, you're a very smart man. You said so yourself. You've been doing this for more than 35 years, which is longer than I've been alive. And I would appreciate if my language isn't an issue. I don't see why you have to control the way what I say in order to get me to believe that this isn't your fault and that it's mine. Because that's what I understand is you're trying to accomplish. And I won't stand for it. I will call it compensation because that's what it is. You have cost me hours, days of my life that I can't get back. You have cost my partner days and hours of his life that he can't get back. Sorry if I'm red in the face, it's quite hot in my room. You've cost us sleep. You've cost us nights. You've cost my family days and nights of sleep and stress of having to beg other people for money so I can live. You understand, I was left with 15 cents. I want you to think about, FC, if this happened to your CEO or yourself or any of your high-ranking officials in your organization. How might they react? They may not lose everything, right? Because you're older, you probably have savings accounts in a number of different places, a number of assets. I am 23 years old, okay? I don't have anything like that. I lost everything. So forgive me if I use words like compensation. I think it's correct. And forgive me if I have these demands. Due to Skinny's complete and total incompetence in failure to require photo ID, passport, in-store verification, or even a phone call. It is your guys' fault, not mine. And I will not stand for any unprovable claims that I defrauded myself by giving my phone make and model. Now, the argument could be made by FC that, oh, we didn't ask you to get your family into this. We understand that this is your problem, but you made you have roped your family into this. You know, you didn't have to go to them for help. You didn't have to sacrifice their hours and their stress. You know, you didn't have to do that. Well, it's like you said, FC, on that call on Friday, that I'm very lucky to have them. And I think between you and me, we need to find a way to pay them back, don't you think? I'm coping. I am very lucky to have the people I have. I'm not going to discuss in this video what the value I want as compensation. I'm not gonna do that here. It's not appropriate. I know you're watching this, FZ, because I know that you and your team watch my videos, and I'm happy to discuss these things on Monday, so I won't put a value here. Just know that I believe that you're kind of playing this situation quite tactically. And I think I notice. And I think I know what you're doing. You say you've got nothing to hide. And that may be true. You do have nothing to hide. Because you've done everything wrong. And you know it. And I have plenty of recordings of previous conversations with Skinny staff to prove that. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate the outreach that I've gotten saying that, like, oh, I'm changing my passwords, oh, I'm, doing this to secure my information thanks to you. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate hearing that, because at least that means that something good has come of this situation, and that people are securing their lives. That's really good to hear. If you lose your phone number, I have learned you can lose everything. Secure your phone numbers, people. Yes, I will have more updates in a couple of days' time. Right now it's the weekend. I don't expect much to happen. Again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you soon. See ya.